is what I've been fighting. Can you believe this?
One thing you're always taught as a prosecutor is that there are two questions. Can you charge someone? Should you charge someone? I mean, the case for the prosecution is that no one is above the law.
They're emptying their prisons into the United States of America.
American voters and American jurors are the same thing, right? I mean, you have to be registered to vote in order to be a juror. And I think that this argument, this case that is now going on 7 years old, everyone has kind of moved on, and to kind of bring this up and kind of take a precedent-breaking step of charging a former president with a crime. I question the wisdom of doing that, given this case. Whenever there's a high-profile case, I always think, would I rather be the prosecution or the defense? In this case, I would much rather be the defense.
Ensuring that when a Manhattanite hands over money,
I think going after the prosecution and the fact that they've waited so long to go after something we've all known about since 2016, I would obviously go after Cohen. If I was Trump's attorney, Michael Cohen should be prepared for 7 days of cross-examination. The same thing of going after Stormy Daniels and going after everything she has said regarding this case and her involvement with Avenatti, and kind of just poison the well as much as possible.
If I were to be given a choice as to where this event would take place from a security standpoint, I would have said New York City. And that is, NYPD has the most resources. They also have the largest police department in the nation. And on top of that, they have the most experience, right? Then on the other hand, you have the individuals that are going to protest, right? Because you know we're going to have protesters there, but from both sides. What law enforcement does, or has to do, in fact, they're doing that as I speak to you right now, is they're setting up cameras all over the courthouse. They're ensuring that their coordination efforts are in place to make sure that, this particular event goes without anyone else getting hurt. So you have all those elements that are physical, right, in the context of cameras, drones, and various other entities. Then you have the other part, which has to do with social media, right? So there are units in NYPD currently that are monitoring social media chatting, that they're trying to see what kind of intelligence they gather in terms of any possible threats to the courthouse, to the DA, to the people that are involved in this particular case. Nothing's ever foolproof. In our industry, we can plan and replan all day long and, still be vulnerable. And I know that these commanders, that these police chiefs that are in charge of this operation are going to do the best that they can within those resources that they have. But the reality is very difficult to be able to predict human behavior.